Okay, so this is our router table that we use to surface our core mounts. And we surface an entire 4-foot long core mount, which might have half a dozen trees glued to it. It's a standard run-of-the-mill router table, standard run-of-the-mill router. We use a 1/2-inch spiral router bit that does the facing of the cores. We have the fence has a groove cut in it, which is the right width for the core mounts to slide through and then get cut by the router bit. We have this set up so that the cores go through kind of like they would in a wood planer, in that they're referenced off the bottom of the core, not the top. You can configure this the other way so it references off the top, which would be somewhat like a joiner if you guys are woodworkers. To do this well, you really do need a power feed. If you try to push the core through by hand, you won't get an even cut, because each time you have to pause and reposition and move it, you'll maybe burn the core, the tree core, and you don't want to do that. With the power feed, the core goes through the router bit at a constant speed, exactly the same every time you do it. And we had to build a special housing to get this power feeder where we want it. And you should know that we put the router bit is set up between the rollers, so when the cord comes through, it's supported on both sides. So that's how, and then we have this clamp that holds the power feed in place. We also have a dust collection shroud or hood. Typical router table just has clamps to position how close or how far away you are from the router bit, but we drilled registration holes in our router fence so we can incrementally cut more or less, typically a 1/4 of a millimeter difference. So that's just holes, they line up depending on whether you need to cut more or less. And these are millimeters. So between 9.5 and 12.5 millimeter distance.